Good day, everyone. My name is Demilade Oshoteku from London. I'm proud to introduce to you Dr. Njakiri Damages.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. We're coming to you from the greatest city in the world.
New York City!
Yes. New York City is so great that a graduate student just discovered that there is a genetic distinction between uptown and downtown rats. Oh yeah, look at this study. What a wonderful study. I know, for those who don't know, uptown and downtown, different, whatever. Quite unlike Nigeria's two political parties, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the All Progressive Congress, APC.
Which progress?
The PDP and the APC rats are exactly the same. The uptown and downtown New York City rats are distinct. And the only thing they have in common is that their population continues to increase. It's more like an explosion. In New York, rats climb out of toilets. They bite babies in their crib. And they crawl on sleeping commuters in trains. They drag an entire slice of pizza down the subway.
They're eating, doctor.
Oh yeah. And some New York City rats even make their way to Washington, D.C.
They're traveling.
Now, wait. Who brought up Washington, D.C. again? I didn't want to say anything about President Trump and his kingdom of Washington, D.C. Today. I didn't want to. I really didn't. But then the bimbo explosion happened.
How?
So there is bimbo explosion in Trump's world. 3 women are suing President Trump for the right to tell the story of what they did with him in the other room. 3. And we understand that there are more waiting to join the lawsuits. Some of them are professional women. Some of them are promising professional models. While some are professional porn stars. Those are like this one. Those are the good ones. You know what I mean? Those are the good ones. No wonder. Pope Francis said the other day that men who exploit prostitutes are criminals. I mean, look at the headline. The Pope himself. Now, the Pope said that while answering questions from a Nigerian woman who was a victim of sex trafficking. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know that the Pope is scared of mentioning some people's name. I mean, he's scared. Obviously, otherwise he would have said the name. Let me make a bet with you. Trump will overcome all these moves by enemies of the great peoples of America and Russia. What? America and Russia are joined in the hip. As long as Trump is president, they are joined. Trump will win re-election in 2020. Like his good friend Vladimir Putin. And he will rule America until 2024 and maybe beyond. That's what his lawyer John Dowd told us. He's gone. The man gone. It will still happen. It doesn't matter. Now another world leader whose re-election is all but guaranteed is President Muhammadu Buhari. Oh yeah, thanks to Boko Haram. What? Who wrote this crap? Sasha! Who wrote this crap? Wait. There are some truths to that story. Boko Haram militants just released 104 out of 110 schoolgirls that they abducted from Dapchi, in Yobe State. You can clap if you like. You can clap. You can clap because the next part of the story will make you scratch your head. Boko Haram received a triumphant entrance as they rode in with their convoys to drop off the Dapchi girls and return to their base in Sambisa Forest. They did that without anybody interfering, stopping them, saying, hello, stop, who are you? Nothing. What? You think Jesus had a triumphant entrance into Jerusalem?
What?
This one beats it.
Boko Haram is on top.
Look at them. Look at them. You know?
Oh.
Did you see that they came with their vehicles
How? They have cars.
in convoys
Right.
with their flags flying high on top of the trucks? Did you see that? I mean, they would have had police escorts. If not that the IG of police, you know, that Idris of a man, you know, he withdrew police officers assigned to very important persons.
Oh.
And you know, in Boko Haram, they are very important people in the country. Now, for a moment, I forgot that these were terrorists who have killed over 20,000 Nigerians and displaced over 2 million people in the Northeast. I was almost joining them. Yeah, they're heroes, you know. Now, did they come out of underground road? No. They drove along Nigerian major roads. Maybe they even stopped by to buy kunu on the way. to drink on the way to the town. You know what I mean? They had to. They drove for 4 hours. Okay. I know the plan. Nigerian security forces allowed them to deliver the girls. So that on their way back to Sambisa Forest, our drone, you remember that drone that Buhari, the one that Buhari went and commissioned? Yeah. Our drones will follow them to Sambisa Forest and know their hideout. That's the plan. You know what I mean?
That would have been a smart plan.
That it must have been. I mean, what else? Or nothing else made sense now. It must have been. That must be the plan. Now, the government of Nigeria said that nobody paid ransom for the release of the girls. They said nothing more, nothing. But Sahara reporters, you know Sahara reporters, they check their stories and recheck it again and again before they publish. Sahara reporters said that Nigerian government lied. Now, the online media said that Boko Haram was paid $10 million.
Hey!
10 million. And that some of their captured fighters were freed in exchange for this deal.
Nigeria.
Now, I don't know who you believe. Maybe you are one of those who are saying that it doesn't matter as long as the girls are free. You know. But wait. Remember that one of those freed Boko Haram members who was released in the Chibok girls swap. You remember that guy? Came out and rejoined Boko Haram.
How?
And started to threaten Nigeria again. Remember that? You know? Anyway. Before Boko Haram heroes went back to the bush, they warned parents of those girls.
How?
Oh yeah, they said to them, never let them go back to school for that stupid Western education.
How?
Oh yeah, they did that. And then the Boko Haram fighters used their iPhone to take selfies before taking off. They did. They took selfie.
Wow.
I'm like, why did they use iPhone? I mean, it's not Western. Anyway. The members of this branch of Boko Haram, headed by al-Barwani, are great negotiators. They did not just agree to release the girls. They wanted to be heroes.
How?
Oh yeah. By dropping them off themselves. It is like a thief who stole your cell phone, insisting that he will bring it personally to your apartment.
How?
That's what they did, you know. Now, unlike Shakal, you know Shakal, al-Barwani wants to win the hearts and minds of people. He knew that whoever brought back the girls would become a hero.
How?
He didn't want the Nigerian military, you know, to claim the glory. After all, the Boko Haram people did the hard work of kidnapping the girls.
Yes.
So why would they allow someone else to take the glory? You know, in fact, if the Boko Haram group had given the Dapchi people enough notice, they would have rolled out a red carpet for them. Oh yeah, for the gallant Boko Haram fighters.
How? Heroes. Heroes.
Now, before we continue, let's bring in our Senator Dino to entertain us, because this is a long story. Dino, come and entertain us. Tell us what's going on here.
You know, Yaya Bello máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n lẹ́yìn ìjọba. I know, Yaya Bello máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n lẹ́yìn ìjọba. Do you know, GYB máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n lẹ́yìn ìjọba. We know, GYB máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n lẹ́yìn ìjọba.
I know. They love these are entertainers, you know. Okay, let's go back to Boko Haram. Did you notice that Boko Haram went shopping for the girls? Did you notice?
Yeah.
With the exception of one of those girls who said she was married to Jesus. No. She said that she won't denounce Jesus. So they kept her there. Boko Haram bought these girls bags full of things. They went there with nothing. Remember, they were abducted and they had nothing. Now, what's in those bags? Do you think it to be pencils and notebooks? Nah. No. Is it going to be iPhones and laptops? Nah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's in their bags. What matters is that the parents of these kids are glad that they are back. I'm sure the parents of the remaining Chibok girls will wish that their own girls will come back home soon. That's what we hope. Now, when election comes next year, the voters of the northeast of Nigeria will do what African voters do very well.
Very well.
Do you know what it is?
The same people.
Professor P.O.L.O. Lumumba, come, please come. Come and remind us what African voters do very well. What?
You have all these ideas on how we can green Africa. I listen to you and I can see you are babbling with ideas, but you don't have the power. And the fellow with power has completely no ideas. And yet somehow, and this I think is your problem, when the electorate is given the choice between you with ideas and the one without ideas, the Africans' affinity for people without ideas is amazing.
I know. We vote against our own interests. You see people with ideas and people without ideas. You vote for people without ideas.
Yep.
That's what we've been doing. Now, I know some Nigerians think it was all staged. The whole kidnapping thing was all staged. They said it was all part of the 2019 politics. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Now, what is staged is the red carpet picture of Buhari visiting Dapchi. No, this picture, look at it. It's staged. It must be. Buhari will have still be seen as president without a red carpet.
No.
I mean, will he take a red carpet to a funeral or a war front?
We don't know.
Because Dapchi was both a war front and a funeral. A war front where extremism fights moderation. And a funeral of a presidency. Sasha!
Tweet
that out. You don't hear this on Keeping It Real and all this. What's the name of that show that this guy does on channels? What is the name of K Bakasi? It has no name, whatever. You don't hear this kind of thing. Now, if it was all staged, then the red carpet visit came too early. It should have happened after the release of the girls.
Yes.
Then you can roll out the red carpet. You know what I mean? It's so sad that Buhari was in love with the pomp and pageantry of being a president, but not in love with the rigor and the curiosity needed to run a modern democracy. I mean, I don't need to say tweeted out. I think Sasha did that. Sasha did that already. He who cannot do away with a red carpet at Dapchi cannot do away with a corrupt aide in Aso Rock. Remember that? Meanwhile, okay, to be fair, former President Goodluck Jonathan also loved walking on red carpets. Look at him. He enjoyed it. But in the case of President Goodluck Jonathan, he had a very good reason for going on a red carpet. As a man who had no shoe, he was protecting his only shoe from dirty water. That was it. Now, what excuse do you have, Buhari? I've seen you. You have a lot of shoes. What excuse do you have?
Different shoes. Even jets.
Anyway, in corruption news, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo said that the former President Goodluck Jonathan shared 150 billion naira 2 weeks before the 2015 elections.
That one I news.
150 million. The naira of that day is close to $1 billion.
How?
That's what was shared in 2 weeks to their election. Watch the.
We can't talk of the Nigerian economy without talking about the blight that was caused years ago by people simply stealing the resources of this country. In one single transaction, the sum of 100 billion naira and $289 million in cash were released 3 weeks to the 2015 election.
Hey.
I know. Now this is my question. So whose fault is it that Jonathan is going about monitoring elections in Africa while South Africa's former president, Jacob Zuma, is busy consulting his lawyers as he faces corruption charges. Whose fault is it our fault? Is it? Why have they continued to tell us about Jonathan did this and Jonathan did that when they don't have the courage to do something about it? I bet you, on their deathbed when they're about to die, they will still be talking about Jonathan did this, Jonathan did that. Stop talking. Stop telling us if you can't do anything about it.
Exactly.
Keep quiet. Nonsense. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Presidential Advisory, this is a very important committee, Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption. You know, very important. Professor Issa Sagi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, has called the 30 million allowances being received by senators as only a tip of the iceberg. Only a tip of the iceberg. You know, he said that Nigerians will be shocked by the allowances of the principal officers of the National Assembly.
Hey!
Now he's talking about the Senate President and the Speaker of the House and their deputies, that we will be shocked about what they make. Now, hear the man. He said, and I quote, "There are many things the press doesn't know yet." Hey, yeah.
Oh, secrets.
If you come to know the allowances that the leadership of the two houses are getting, my God, it will blow up the country.
Wow.
What is the Senate President getting? He asked. Why are you asking us? It is not. I don't know why he's asking us. It is not the ordinary 30 million.
No, ordinary.
It is an explosive stuff.
No!
I tell you, eventually I will come out with the figures. I'm working on them now. When I'm ready, I will come out with them.
Oh!
Senior Advocate of Nigeria. No, this is my problem. Haven't we had stuff like this before?
No,
haven't we? We are tired of people telling us, I will do this, I will do that, I will tell you this. Just do it. Couldn't he keep quiet until he's ready to release the information? Couldn't he? Nonsense. Why am I screaming? They're making me upset. In a similar story, the former governor of Anambra State, St. Peter, you have to put Saint on his. St. Peter B, said that people will stop shouting over the allowances of the senators if he revealed what governors were making.
Another one.
And exactly. Look at the headline. Look at the headline. Another one. You know, this is my issue. This is my issue. I say to Peter B, shove it.
Shove it.
Say, St. Peter B, shove it. We don't want to know. And mind you, nothing you say will make us shout.
No, we're done.
We are calm. Am I not calm? I'm calm. So all the nonsense you said that at that platform where you were talking about how you ran Anambra State, you did not mention the money you were making.
Nonsense.
You hid it from us. Hypocrite. Lies. Nonsense. Let me tell you. Your canonization will not take place here on earth. No. It will happen in hell. Did I just say hell?
Yes.
What's wrong with me? God forgive me. What's wrong with me? What? I mean, it will happen in heaven. You know, I have to be polite. You know what I mean? I have to know that let God will be the judge of people like Peter Obi and anybody you mention, all the former governors, all of them from beginning, from 1999. God will judge them. Not me, not Nigerians. Nonsense. Now, sad news. The last male northern white rhino named Sudan died last week in Kenya.
Oh.
Look at it.
For Sudan, it was already the twilight of his line when we met at this Kenyan reserve, guarded night and day from poachers. He was a gentle giant to the end.
Look at that animal. Look at the majestic animal. Look at it. Is that animal white? No, I'm just asking. Why is it that anything that is majestic, big, and beautiful, the white people will say that is white? What is it? Anyway, that's not the point. Anyway, the point is that this is the last one left on earth. He left behind 2 young female rhinos, 1 daughter and 1 granddaughter.
Oh.
Yeah. That's it. It's gone. What are the 2 female rhinos going to do now? You know, what do you think they will do? Without any male.
Fight for their life.
Yeah, it keeps me up at night. It should keep you up at night too. Especially if you're a man. Let it be a lesson to all you men. This is how it will be when the last man dies off from this earth.
How?
Women will continue to live. and you know why? You know why? Because that rhino, they kept his sperm in a bank. Life will continue without the male. You know what I mean? This male. You mean it, when you see that member of House of Rep on a Goodluck, you think he doesn't know what he's saying. He can't present it well, but he knows what he's talking about. The plan is that's it. The men will die off and the women will take over and use the sperm in the bank, and life will continue for them. And you know, you're gone. This is a segment we call Secrets of
Pictures.
It's based on the premise that a picture is worth more than 1,000
words.
Okay, now, no, this is fascinating. I didn't know this. The picture you're looking at is the picture of President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria meeting with the outgoing U.S. Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson. You know the guy?
Yes.
Yeah. If you look behind Buhari's chair, you will notice an interpreter hiding at the back of Buhari's. No. Pull it closer. Yeah. I know. The guy was hiding. He couldn't even come out and sit down. Of course, Now, the man must be interpreting what Tillerson was saying. Is it not? To Buhari. I've looked at this picture several times. I did not see the person translating what Buhari is saying to Tillerson. See, no. Ask yourself a question. Does it mean that, it makes me scratch my head, does it mean that Tillerson understands Hausa?
Oh!
Yeah, because, Buhari is speaking English. I forgot. So what is Tillerson speaking that he needed a translator for Buhari? What? Okay. My bad. Let Tillerson get his own interpreter to interpret it to English.
Exactly.
And everybody will sit down and no need to hide. No need to hide. Put your translator, you speak Hausa, that Tillerson will speak English, and you get your everything open.
No, we don't understand it.
Why are we embarrassing us? What?
Oh.
Nah.
It's crazy.
Anyway, the second picture you're looking at is wonderful. This is a picture from an event in Lagos. Tinubu was talking to Basketball, and Tinubu was, see, look at his finger. Look at, he was warning him, and he was saying, look, that your joke about alpha beta is not funny. And if you want to continue to work in this town, I say you should stay away from jokes like that. And guess what? And Basketball said, yes, sir. That's all he said. Stay away from alpha beta. Have you heard me talk about alpha beta? No. I mean, if you want to step inside Lagos, you have to stay away from it. Even Ambode will staying away from touching alpha beta. Let them tax, let them let them handle. Multi-general contractor. That's what they are. Here are some stories making headline news across Nigerian newspapers this week. Cameroon holds first cabinet meeting since 2015. No. And why are you laughing now? The country held the first cabinet meeting since 2000. 3 years, no meeting. Yeah, and you wonder why Trump called us a shithole country. 3 years. The only cabinet meeting that was going on was the one between Paul Biya and his wife, Chantel Biya, in the other room. They go there and decide how to share the money. I mean, who to? That was the only cabinet meeting going on for 3 years. And they call themselves a country, What are we going to do to this country? Who did this to us in Africa?
Who caused us?
Who did this to us? Anyway, this is wonderful. Nigerian billionaire paid £2 million to Cambridge Analytica to hack the email of President Muhammadu Buhari. Now they paid this to the Israelis. They wanted to hack it to support Goodluck Jonathan in the 2015 election.
What?
Now people are saying, who is this billionaire? Instead of people to say, we want to see, how did Buhari write email? I mean, what is in this is the question. My own question is, can you imagine Buhari's email, what it will look like? Hey, my cows are... Is that they're doing well? I counted them today, this morning, and they still 150. That was what it was 3 years ago. And
I want to buy them more grass.
What will his email be like? You know what I mean? Buhari approves negotiations for $15 billion in loan to finance rail projects. I said 15 billion guinea, billion dollars. That is half of our national budget.
How?
Yeah. How much do we owe already? I think we owe about 18 billion. Now we're adding 15 billion. Remember that Obasanjo paid off our $18 billion debt. Now who will pay off this one?
How?
I'm sure it's not going to be Udoka. You know, it's not going to be my son Udoka. No. Just know that your children will pay this money. And we are not sure there will be that. What railroad?
Like who is using
What rail track that you are spending $15 billion to build? And you know what? The Chinese will give them the loan, and the Chinese will come and build the track. They will come and collect the money, and then we go back to them, and then we owe them. Very soon they will start taking all our oil and say, "Well, you are owing me." I mean, that's it. Anyway, this is interesting. This is for you, EFCC. A judge sentenced a man to 1,230 years in prison for 28 million naira fraud. Million 28. That's like chicken change for governors. So Magu, come, look at me. Magu, EFCC, Magu, come look at me. Why don't you hand over all the ex-governors of Nigeria to that judge? I'm telling you, why don't you just hand over the case file to them? If he's sentencing a man to 1,000 and something years for 28 million only, the man can handle all these Ojuzo Kalu and Motala and Yako. All those people, all of them, he could handle the case. Oh, I know why he won't do that.
Why?
The paperwork is not, it's not straight. That's the only reason. You know, Magu, if your paperwork is straight, get this judge and give him the case. Chicken, everything will be taken care of. Now, this is interesting. French police hold ex-president Sarkozy, you know him, over Gaddafi's funding. Gaddafi was funding his political campaign. Now the French police are holding him.
Hey!
Meanwhile, the Nigerian police, they are escorting Nigeria's former tiffin presidents to Council of State meetings and to the bank to cash their checks. Hi, Babangida. Hi, how are you, man? Hi, man. How are you? I know things are going well, even though you're on you're using a worker. You're using a worker, but you know things are going well. I mean, you don't have a problem with money. You know things are. He said he will soon be able. I don't know about that. Some of these people live up to. Look at Mugabe. He's hanging around. This guy can stay another 50 years. This man will stay at Buhari, but Babangida might stay another 50 years. You can tell. You know. Now, this is when it's my friend that made a headline. You know, if my friend is on the front page of newspapers, it touches me. You know. Now, why President Buhari must resign now?
How?
Says Arewa youth leader Yerima. You see, Yerima is my friend. We used to drink kunu and other things. Yerima, I'm disappointed. You are disappointing me. Come on. Why are you saying why and trying to give us reason? Just give the man quick notice.
That's it.
Give him quick notice and everything. I mean, this just call a press conference, world press conference. I will even come and read that notice. They just say, Buhari, we are giving you till October of 2000 and then what year are we in? 2018 to go home. Go home. Give us 10 reasons. It don't go beyond 10, you know, because that last one was too long. You know, I mean, you just killed it. 10 is enough. We know. Yeah, just give us 10 reasons and give him quick notice. He will leave. I'm telling you, it's not. Don't give us why. You want me to read all this long thing you are talking about? Just 10 note point 1, point 2, point 3. It's time for your emails. It's time for your email. Where's Tomato Juice? Where is Tomato Juice? Something is wrong. So I have to apply the Trump principle. I mean, if I have been firing people the way Trump fires people, this will not be happening. Once again, I know it snowed, okay, but if doctor can come here, I know I have a good car that has all the remote. Tomato just uses transportation, you know, all this bus. But Tomato just should make sure she's here. After all, the doctor is here himself. Anyway, so Tomato Juice is not here, and we even the noisemaker could not make it. It's so cold. It's so everywhere is snow. But because I'm committed, I because of you, I made it here. You know, So there won't be emails today until next week.
Doctor.
But I don't get it. Anyway, but next week we will make sure that we have alternative plans from now on. You know? So here's my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book, How I Became Great by Robert H. Grant. And it says, when you hire people smarter than you, you prove you are smarter than they are. That's what Trump did.
That's it.
Yep. That's what Trump did. Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose.
You hear yourself.
You know what Trump forgot is that it's not just hiring people smarter than you. You have to listen to them too. If you don't listen to them and keep them there, you can't be smarter than they are. They will call you moron. Okay, I'm talking about Trump again. I said I'm not going to talk about Trump. No more Trump. So, see you next week.